Hey guys, this is Tony Lamont here at Bigdogs Performance, and today we have a video where we are testing different ways of how a Flowbench can get numbers with radiuses. One is more set radius and the other will be a more variable clay radius.
So we have something that you guys are familiar with. This is one of our fixed radiuses. There's another fixed radius. And then you guys know about Play-Doh or a clay radius. And the reason we're doing this test is because we've gotten quite a few customers. And they'll say, well, Tony, I had my parts tested that you did. And then we have customers that say, hey, Lamont, I've had my intake manifold tested at our local shop that you did. And they'll come back and they'll say, well, the test that my local shop performed, their numbers was higher than the ones that you marked. And then some will come back and say, the test that our local shop performed was lower than what you guys marked. And our responses to that is, this is exactly why we perform a before and after flow test. Because with Flowbench testing, you have different flow benches. They work in a different way. Like if you know about the Superflow 600, Superflow 750, and so on, they have different settings that can alter the test results. Even if the depression that's being tested is at 28 inches. You have the Sanyes, that one can produce different numbers than a Superflow. Then you have, our Flowbench. Our Flowbench is all digital, self-calibrating, okay? So you can't really go wrong with the calibration on our Flowbench. It's set up for fast flow testing. It's very accurate and very repeatable. But then you have other variables like your radiuses. These different shapes can alter the flow from cylinder head to cylinder head, depending on which one you go with. You can go with something like this one. We have ones that we've made. We have different ones that we've bought. And the reason why we like using the fixed radius is because the radius stays the same. So if we flow this cylinder head with this fixed radius, and then we port it, and we come back and flow this cylinder head again with the same fixed radius, you're not getting a result from a different radius. It's the same angle, same fixed radius. This is hard. This is not, it's going to be the same shape. So you're actually getting a more accurate result from the actual porting. See, these are the little details that porters don't tell you. Companies don't tell you. And like I said, we try our best to be transparent and to show you guys some of the things that you may not know. And we understand that many of you guys don't understand Flowbench testing, and you think all shops' Flowbenches are tested the same way using the same fixtures. And that's just not true. So it's very important, wherever you get your cylinder heads ported from, make sure they not only give you after porting flow testing, but they give you a before. Okay? Because if you have a cylinder head, you give your cylinder head to a porter, and that cylinder head flowed real good, and they just did some cleanup work throughout the whole port, and you look at it and you can't tell the difference. You say, oh, they ported it pretty nice, and they give you some after results that are real good. Well, without the flow, results on the before, you won't know the gains. So you'll think, oh, I got some good cylinder heads, but in reality, all they did was some cleanup work and charged you $1,500. This is why we're telling you guys this, and it's another reason why we get attacked. See, we're telling you guys the inside secret. We're giving you guys that secret sauce. And the other porters don't like that because it's allowing the customer to ask questions. And they don't like that. They don't like it. But we don't like companies taking advantage of the customer. Okay? So what we do, we use a fixed radius. We don't like to use a clay radius. And we'll show you why, in a few minutes. But a clay radius is impossible to get the same shape from testing to testing. Your testing shape could be off by 10, 20 CFM from before and after. Whether this fixed radius is the same. So it's a more accurate test, procedures. And that's what we like. We like to really get accuracy. Okay? I don't know why a lot of porters don't use a fixed radius. Me personally, I don't like to use a clay radius or a Play-Doh radius because I don't want a chance that crap getting sucked into my Flowbench. I mean, we have a Flowbench that we pretty much custom built. We have 10 motors on this thing. This thing could pull a ton of CFM. We have custom control panels and all kinds of crap. This Flowbench, from start to finish, with all the stuff that we have on it, all the modifications we have, and all the equipment, this Flowbench is about what, $12,000, $13,000 total. Yeah.
Well, man, it's just the cabinet looks, a little rough, but we can improve. We're going to improve the cabinet sooner or later.
Right, but I mean, it's a workhorse.
Right.
It's a workhorse. So I don't want to chance anything messing up our workhorse because we use it every day, pretty much every day, almost all day. So with this setup, you'll have a situation where you can use a fixed radius. Now, mind you, I'm going to tell you guys something else because a lot of customers say, hey, Tony, you guys ported some E7 heads for me, stage 2. And I put them heads on and I picked up about 50 horsepower, rear wheel horsepower. How did you guys do that? Well, we must confess. We got to confess, Lamont. We got to tell them. We got to tell them the truth.
Why we got to tell them the truth?
Because this is going to help them understand why our results are so good. Okay?
Yeah.
We got to tell them the truth.
All right.
The reason, guys, is because this fixed radius may not be the perfect shape for this particular cylinder head. Meaning that we could put this radius on and at 600 thousandths, this may flow 255. But if we put a clay radius on and we perfect the shape to get the maximum CFM, it may flow 265. So when we port our stage 2 GT40P iron heads, they're usually, with this radius, they're usually around like 230, 235 at 600 thousandths on the intake. That's with this radius. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I flowed the same stage 2 GT40P heads and I've used a clay radius and I worked the radius to achieve the maximum flow of that cylinder head. And it flowed more. Flowed like 238, 239. But we won't do that even though we're shorting ourselves of actually telling the true flow. We focus in on the gains. This is one of the reasons why we use a fixed. But for that customer or those customers who are experiencing more horsepower gains than what's expected, our Flowbench is kind of stingy. It reads like 10 CFM lower than the Superflow. B, we use a fixed radius that's giving a good, accurate before and after, not necessarily the maximum flow on the after. We just want to know the before and after, that way we can see the gains. So in all actuality, we're kind of shortening ourselves. Our port work on the cylinder heads tend to flow a little bit better than what we list, and that's because we're pressed for time. So we don't have a lot of time to sit there and fine-tune a clay radius to get the maximum flow from the cylinder head on our after porting flow testing. You guys understand? So that's one of the reasons why our parts perform so well. It's because we're just trying to get the difference and not be fixed on a particular number. We're just trying to show you the gains. So that's the answer to that question. Our parts tend to flow really well. Our Flowbench is kind of stingy. So that's that. So now we're going to do this test. We're going to flow this cylinder head, which is a SVE Ford cylinder head. It's not ported. It hasn't been ported. We just cleaned it up from the carbon to make sure no crap gets sucked into the Flowbench. And we're going to test it with a fixed radius. And the way we're going to write it down, the 1250 is our radius. We're going to do a general shape on the Play-Doh. And then we're going to take it off and do another shape on the Play-Doh. And we're going to go through 100,000 to 600,000. And we're going to show you guys. How you can have the same cylinder head. We're not going to take the cylinder head off, but you can get different numbers. And this is a representation of different shops. How they use different equipment to test parts. This is one of the reasons why it's not really a good idea to compare shop to shop flow numbers unless they're using the same machine, same fixtures, and the same test procedures. And pretty much no shop does that. I don't see too many guys on YouTube flowing cylinder heads with a fixed radius. They always use a clay radius, and I just don't like a clay radius. I like the fixed radiuses. So we're going to go ahead, and Lamont's going to set it up. I'm going to zero it out. Make sure it's zeroed out. And we're going to go. You want to do the whole flow test, or just go to 600,000? To kind of cut the video short, we're already at, like 13 minutes.
Okay, we'll do 600,000.
We're going to go with 600,000. Just show you guys 600,000. So we're at 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, at 600,000. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it off. So 255 CFM. 255. All right, now we're gonna take this off, and we're gonna put Play-Doh number 1. So we have Play-Doh number 1 is zeroed out. Go ahead, hit it. So that was 262. So we have the Play-Doh shape number 2. It's zeroed off. Go ahead and start it up. 248. So, as you guys see, we did not change the height of the valve. It's a 600 thousandths. And with our radius, you have 255. With the shape number one with the Play-Doh, you have 262. And with the shape number 2 of the Play-Doh, 248. So, pretty sure we're going to get a lot of individuals that pretty much don't like what they're seeing. Not the customers, but some individuals in the industry. And this is exactly why we like using our fixed radius. So what we're going to do, you guys see this. We're going to put the fixed radius back on. The fixed radius is going to go back on. And we're going to flow it again to see if we can get this number. We're going to test consistency. So we're back here with our fixed radius again after doing the Play-Doh, because we're going to show you guys the consistency and why we like using this. The repeatability. Zeroed out. Let's rock. $255 again. This is exactly why. This is exactly why we do this. Now we flowed this first with the radius, got 255. Took it off, completely off. Put the Play-Doh on. 2 shapes of the Play-Doh. We got 262 and 248. Then we put the radius back on and got the same 255. That's consistency. I want to see somebody else on their Flowbench do that. I want to see it, because you got people out there that try to criticize our testing equipment, try to criticize our test methods. You know, we don't use any fancy printout and all that stuff because we're doing volume. We're flowing, easily in a week, 15, 20 cylinder heads in a week. So we write it down. It's fast for us to write the numbers down on our sheet. Write it down on our sheet. Simple with the details, and get it to the customer. But one thing I can say is we accurately test before and after on our Flowbench using our radiuses, our fixtures, the same exact way. Go back and look at all of our videos, flow testing cylinder heads. You'll see that we flow test the before and after using the same methods. And this is why. Consistency. So, when we port this cylinder head, we're going to give it that, we're going to give it the stage 2 big dog juice, right?
Always stage 2.
Always stage 2. We're going to give it that stage 2 full port job, intake and exhaust, combustion chamber porting, and modifications. And we love these SVE heads because we know how to make these damn things flow, And we're going to go ahead, give them that 4-angle valve job, and then we're going to flow it again using the same radius. So the results will be from the porting and valve job, not an alteration of a clay radius, because this is fixed. It's going to give you the same. Now, as you saw, this didn't give you the highest number. It didn't give you the highest number, but it gave you a consistent number. We don't care about the highest number. We care about consistency. We want accurate numbers. Okay? So, as a matter of fact, what do SVE has these heads flow tested on their bench with their clay radius, what do they have them listed? What do they have them listed?
600,000.
Let's see. Put your phone down there. Let's see. At 600,000, SVE has it up. That's 263. That's on their website. And what do we do with the clay radius? The first one, 262. So, so that's basically showing you guys that our Flowbench is round of money. It's just we use this fixed radius, not a clay radius. So this is why our ported parts run even better than what's expected. So when we have, think about it. I kind of don't want to say this.
But you're gonna say it anyway.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons, guys, why our Stage 2 GT40P heads make so much power. Because we're using the same radius that is kind of, shortening out the actual flow. So this is why. In reality, those cylinder heads on another bench, Superflow 600 or 750 with an optimized clay radius at 600,000, it's probably doing 240. It's probably doing 240. And this is one of the reasons why guys are making great horsepower with those cylinder heads. Same thing with our Stage 2 ported Iron E7s. But we've been saying this for years. So now you guys saw a real test. I want to see if other porters are going to support what we're saying, or are they going to bash it? Because we're showing you guys the truth, and we're going to continue to show you guys the truth. So this is
Lamont,
and this is Tony over here at Bigdogs Performance. See you guys at the track. So this little tidbit, we pretty much closed the video up, but Lamont wanted to make another video part, basically telling you guys, this video, we understand this video is going to upset a lot of people. Okay, we were just talking about that. We're in the office now. We're just talking about that with the AC going, because it's like 90-something degrees outside. Yeah. So this video, Lamont, this video is going to upset a lot of people. Why is that, Lamont?
It may upset a lot of people because it can be might be exposing the way how they can get better numbers. And because if you remember from the video that we just did, there was a 14 CFM difference from the lowest number to the highest number on the same head.
Yep.
On the same set, head haven't moved an inch.
Didn't touch the head, no port work, no nothing.
If you can look at the needle, it sits in the same exact same spot.
Same spot. We didn't change it, but it was a 14 CFM difference.
Now, if you may go in there and put in a little work, a little
sand work, a sand roll, just some cleanup work with like a sand cartridge to make it look like you've done some work, you already can pretty much start off with a 14, 15 CFM difference. So a little sand bowl, a little sand work, like Lamont said, make it look like they've done some port work, and then you have a fancy printout that shows what the humidity, and it's all printed out, look professional, and they have all these numbers on there to make it look like, oh, it's so professional. But in reality, They changed the freaking radius and gave you a cleanup job. But the customer won't know. You won't know. You know, and this is exactly why we do these damn videos. And we show you. We're transparent. You know, Lamont, you're transparent.
Can't see through me, but okay.
Right. So we're showing you, you know, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to, it's hot outside. They're not going to like this video. So we're going to put this video out because we love our customers. We love the people out there. And we just want you guys to understand. We want to show you guys, you know, anybody that's local. We got the car shop. That's our neighbor on the gym. Giving Jim a shout out. What's up, Jim?
Great guy.
Yeah, Jim shout out. So he's next door doing some work. They're over there sweating. He has those doors on. We keep our doors closed and keep the AC on and fans going, and you know, we don't all that hot weather and bugs and stuff. We don't like that. But we're doing this video. We did this video to show you guys. And we're going to continue to be transparent. We're going to continue to show you guys the things that the industry don't want to show you because they want to keep you guys in the dark. And this is another reason why a lot of people come at us, because we're exposing. But they can come all they want. You know, we got the enforcer. We got Lamont. You know what I'm saying? Lamont don't play. If you guys knew Lamont, let me be quiet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna keep on give you guys the raw, and we hope you guys like this video. We have a lot more videos coming out. We have a lot of testing. Gonna be at the track. Actually was at the track for an event promoting some stuff. We're gonna be at the US 41 Brawl on the 29th. So if any of you guys are local, come on out. We're gonna have merchandise. We're gonna, you know, be barbecuing. Have some barbecue on the grill. Take the grill out there, and just enjoy some hot and heavy, you know, brawl racing. So once again, this is Lamont, and this is Tony over here at Bigdogs Performance. See you guys at the track.